Welcome back to part number 6 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Carthage. We just finished a war with Rome. I stood down, been just sort of mulling about and building stuff. One of our co-consuls or some such is a 15% build cost bonus. So I broke down and building some aqueducts. Here we have more capacities available. Should probably build, well I can't, well I could. I just need pops, which is workable. What am I doing over here? We're on our way over to clean up this area up in this region. I have a claim going up against Petrocoria. We could war with him. We probably won't take a lot of aggressive expansion, as I would probably want to have my client state take most of it. We have none. We burned quite a bit, as from tyranny 0.37. Our magistrate is inexperienced. He'll get more as time passes. He's young. I might have missed the boat for another enticed governor. I'm not really sure whether it's the revanchism or what, but his loyalty seemed to be rising. There was a point, maybe, if I paid more attention, I could have actioned this if it were 50 or less than 50. This one is still workable. As it's all in Illyria, I could have taken this and that at the same time if I enticed the governor. I think the governor is not particularly loyal either. So I could make friends with him and steal this province here. Relative to the war score I've been able to take out of Rome, and relative to my ability to burn it with this high tyranny, I'm somewhat inclined to do that, as Rome is here, and I can take war score out of them, as well as this province. And Petrocoria and company, I could take some random territories here, as opposed to our vassals. But I'm really in no hurry to integrate these vassals. They happen very quickly. Anyway, with all the boni that we have, the Temple of Zeus, our mission, Aegis of Africa is still open. We get a 0.2 tick for that. Our great power is 0.25. I think there's another 0.25 somewhere in there. So it happens really quick. In fact, almost too quick. I want these guys to deal with the loyalties themselves and do a little bit more converting over to Canaanite here. So maybe I'll have this lot annexed to Baal. And if I war with Petrocoria, we'll take it to here, which the rough translation there is that where do I get aggressive expansion if I have none? If I'm not going to take any territory, the answer is either sit with none or just action this right now. So I'm going to action this right now. Let's make friends with him. Clearly he needs a tiger. This mad miser here, 900. 600, we're going to give him a small one and then take the moderate, whatever it may be. We're on board these ships. Let's head up. I just realized a decade rolled over. I'm going to take my 40 military experience as detailed in the playlist. Essentially, I can't call up and disband levies all the time, up, down, up, down. I just don't like doing it, really. I think it's more efficient to do it, but I don't like doing it. I also picked up a couple of these mercs. One is from Pella and the other is from somewhere in Roman territory, I think on an island over here somewhere. Here. And I'm going to place them on our merc island here, where we keep high potency mercs away from the enemy, unless he has the wherewithal to come pick them up. So here it is, a 2,500 manpower. We can do it, and we should become friends with him almost immediately. We are here. I have filed a claim here. We'll declare this war straight up. I'm sending this army up here, and then we're going to get on board the fleet here and come over and address this lot here, which will be Lugonia, Timburia, and Suria here. As you might expect, the siege fell. Let's head over here. Declare this war immediately. It looks as though we've done it. And it looks as though I think he is still the governor. So we've done this, and we can now... Let's see, loyalty 52. And this provenance is actionable, so... Let's do it and entice him. We've done that. Well, less war score, and AE we're going to burn down anyway. We have a decent stability as well. It looks as though we now border the Roman tribal vassal here as well, so we can file a claim on his tributary for a double whammy war next time around of 2 swaths of war score. Claims just hit one in Europa, and this one on Petrocoria. Just took a merc for our ongoing cascade of campaigns here, and then up into Petrocoria. Let's peace out for 80 war score, all to our client. Gonna head on to the next here. We'll get these tribes right here. I'm going to get these wars rolling along. We have somewhat food challenged, but I think it'll work out fine. As there's just these 3 tribes here, and we have a lot of friendly territory about. There's quite a bit of assaulting that went on. I have some reorganizing in play, and that's about the size of it here. I'm going to peace out here, and then reorganize, and then take this group here. I note that I can buy a mercenary, and we'll do that. Let's see if we can... We've got another here for the cause. Let's see if we go right here and just wait. I'll take a point of AE just to get some food friendly and a bit closer to a port closer to this area here. We'll send you up there. The loyalty burn is not all that bad. Our stability is 50, and that wonder is coming online as well. As this turns Canaanite, it should resolve. We have some downtime. I'm going to move some pops again in between episodes, or in between sleep cycles for myself. I moved some pops from here to here, or shortly thereafter, to here, up into the capital. As we have the build cost modifier of 15%, I figured now is a good time to build some aqueducts. So just move some pops here. Probably build an aqueduct here as well. I'm going to see about getting some Punic Canaanites into various areas here. Maybe build some aqueducts. Well, as this... we have an aqueduct here, like say this city in the middle of nowhere. It's nice, but my limited funding, relative to how limited it is, there's quite a bit of it. But I want to build a wonder, and there's an increasingly wide aspect of buildings and whatnot to build. I'm behind on theaters. I haven't touched this area at all for assimilation. And there's a lot of theaters that can get built in our Roman conquered areas here that need to get done, but I'm just waiting. But relative to the utility of a marketplace, aqueduct, say here, right? So we have an aqueduct. It's going to give us a population capacity or whatnot of 5 is what the machine says. So if we go here to our capital, we note that it's going to give us 6, as well as, of course, the capital. Various other things, as we expand wider, can be brought to the capital. Population capacity modifiers. These I've used some free provincial improvements and plan to use more for infrastructure improvements. So as the game goes on, these aqueducts should become more efficient in the capital, and of course the capital being the capital, it gives us trade routes as well as legion count, or in the future legion count. So why should I invest in an aqueduct here when I can just move the pops slightly up, up a couple of provinces, say like 1 or 1, 2, and then boom. So maybe I'll skip that part. As for this, why build one there when it's really so close to the capital? I'm not going to do it. Why should I take the stability when I really don't need it per se, so I'm not going to take it. These units are reorganizing. They're going to be at it for a while. There was quite a bit of assaulting that went on. There's no hurry per se, so other than our truce with Rome is ending shortly. I wonder whether we should abandon our Petrocorian campaign and just get on with the business of warring with Rome after we take this area out, and then let the local mercs go, bring the 2 from Pella and the Roman territory off to Merc Island here, where they'll sit and recover their number. I think we should probably actually revanchism, yeah. So this province here is sort of happy, but some of these are not so much so. They're bleeding, but very slightly. So our glorious plan for enticing governor and taking this province, this province, this province, and apparently this province is going to be a ways off. And the longer that the more we war with Rome and win, the more revanchism he will have, and the happier his pops theoretically will be. Probably that he's losing the war, but irrespective of any of that, our enticed governor will probably not work. At least work in the near term to where we want to war with Rome as opposed to just wait it out. This is 0.7 downtick is going to be a while to get from 80 to 50. And that's assuming that it doesn't tick up or some event or whatnot. So we'll just take that as it comes. If he gets some sort of random event where he loses a bunch of loyalty in the province or something, maybe we can take advantage of it. Other than that, I think we'll call off the Petrocorian campaign and war with Rome again, and then trigger him a second time with the tribal vassal as described earlier. For back-to-back wars, there probably won't be much left, or maybe we'll take half of what he is presently out of him. I wonder really, I think we can probably just declare this war and let our vassals do the rest. There's no need for us to get too terribly involved. Let's just do it. As we're going to be sitting around anyway. That's some claims on our tribal vassal just hit in Iguania. And we can trigger him to get, let's see, up through this area here. And theoretically, there's an enticable governor province, I think, somewhere about here. At least there was. It's this one. We could entice that away. There are quite a few hole up in here. I think if we separate peace out with these tribes, I'm pretty sure we can. Let's see. We can lower the force count in there. Let's see if we can peace out here as well. That's better. I have these mercs headed over here. They'll end up on Merc Island, and then this fleet headed here for the upcoming Roman campaign. Alright, that siege fell. Let's let both of these mercs go and recover their number. And then we'll transfer occupancy to our vassal. And peace out. I have a claim here. In theory, it could work, but I don't want to do it right now because essentially all of our mercs are beaten down. Our allies are inconsistent, and these 2 mercs are already headed down here, so we'll not do it. Just wait. By and large, I think Iberia is ours. There's this, this, and this tribe here. Our truce with the Roman is going to end in October, about 8 months off. I'm ferrying these guys to Merc Island here. I'm going to get a couple of these mercs bought and moraled up, and then we'll attack Rome again. I'm also going to call up the Numidian levy, get it over to Carthago. I dropped about 150k here. I'm having some of them march over to Aeternum. We're going to go and pick them up and redeploy here. Alright, there it is. The Roman is not at war with anyone. Our truce is no longer viable as it's expired. These troops are reasonably well positioned. We'll see what the Roman has in mind. We will take Deorsia. I chose that over here just because we'll be able to use it over and over again, and we won't have to pay endless Carnia. What was that? He changed him from a tribal vassal to a client state, the rascal. I see. So we have a claim on Carnia now. We can't double war him, unfortunately. Well, it's the way the ball bounces, I suppose. Let's do it. As this guy's going to eat a truckload of food, I'm going to take the provincial capital and then move up. I'm moving the levy up here, and these guys are going to go toward the war goal. Just a Carnian levy here, and then a singular conscripti of Raetia here as well. Nothing else. Unloading here one of our mercs, and then we'll swing the other two up here, I think. This territory here has fallen. Let's go forward here. We'll swing up here, eat the enemy's food. We found a conscripti Cisalpine Gaul. It's like a decent lot. They look to be headed here, which happens to be exactly where we're going as well. War goal is down. Looks as though this joker here is locked, going to the farmland terrain. We're going to go and meet him. I haven't seen the dreaded Italic Legion as yet. Maybe it's... I saw 3 units or cohort strength here. I'll just wait to call up an Italic Legion of my own, which should be fairly large. It must be, because we have all those Romans integrated. Yeah. We can take that at our leisure. So yeah, there's essentially nothing going on. This guy, I think, must have forced march. He's been able to avoid us. We caught him. We beat this unit. We're going to head up here and take this unit and dispatch this straggler or whatnot. We found somebody here. Let's see. We got worked over badly. All's well here, good here. There's a Roman fleet. I doubt he tangles with us. I'm in the middle of this war, thinking on what we're going to do next relative to... we'll have to stand down for a bit for AE, I think, at least. I suppose there's Petrocoria. I filed a claim here. There's various other sorts here that can be filed on, but it's a ways over there, and I'm not sure that's the right move, but I'm not particularly enthusiastic about engaging other majors. Like Egypt is at war with the Asian kingdom up there, very large. The legacy Diadoches, Thrace is well intact. The Bosporan kingdom is large. Asia and Egypt all large. The Seleucids are intact. So, you know what to do. I don't want to... I can beat them with levies. I'm just not sure that I want to do it. And I think that I can open up some access. If I take our war goal here, I can move primary pops up through this area to Deorsia, into here, and here, something like that at least. I think I'll have to declare war here. Actually, that's a lot of war score, and I need to take 100 more Romans. so as to be able to integrate, actually only 70 more Romans, so as to integrate their, or take their tradition tree. So I need about 60 more Romans, but I want to open up access to this uncolonized territory, and then we can essentially colonize our way into, or out of Diadochi trouble and adjacent to the Bosporans for steppe horses. And we could even go further out as yet to gain access to the Day and this area here as well. I think that's, I'm going to look into it depending on how much war score we take. I'm probably going to also change some of these about, as the slave output is not exactly all that relevant. Actually, it is, but I'll wait for as long as possible and see if I need to do it relative to war score and taking these requisite territories actually, to get here and then start colonizing. He wants to sue for peace. It's not a bad offer. I think I can get more, though. We're taking a beating from a proper Roman legion. I just secured access, as I was mentioning, to this open territory. At least in theory, we might be able to open up access and still get the 60 pops we're after for our cultural or traditions. 57 pops. I'm going to swap out these, at least one of these, the slave output perhaps, to war score cost. Let's do that and see what I can come up with. And we can't do it, unfortunately. I think there is a way to do it, though. If I were to take this, I could file a claim against you. And then we'd have to file a claim there, take this, and then attack Calcensia. Or not take as many territories here. I sort of just eyeballed it to be sure that I could take the 60 pops, but maybe I'll do a count and see. By my best count, there are 42 Roman pops in these two provinces, which would mean I need, 15 more. So if I can come up with 15 Roman pops over here in the territories I intend to take, I don't have to take any more in Italia proper. Yep, there are 14 in this province, and I just counted 1, 2, I think 3. That'll do it. I'm going to settle, make an arrangement so that I can gain some access to this uncolonized area. So it is possible right there. And we have more war score, but not much. I can take this right now or carry on. There's a counterattack going on, a lot of this, that, the other and such. He could really take more war score than he gives over the near term. And as we have an equitable arrangement at present, I think I'm just going to peace out without that 7 and call it a war. We can now embrace the Punic Italic tradition or influence, and boom. So that's done. We could deintegrate him if we like. I stood down, took a quick look at our funding. We have enough for another wonder. We have the PI. I can take retaliation procedures at level 3 and then do away with that national idea for probably the plus 0.05 provincial loyalty tick. We have conquering traditions. That'll give us aggressive expansion impact and more war score that we can take out of any given opponent. The rest of the majors are large still, so that's going to be relevant. And then siege traditions. At some point I want to take the slave 20% bonus that we lost by changing that national idea, but let's get that going and let's see how long it will take. Looks like 531, so about 5 years out. We have quite a bit of aggressive expansion here. I have these mercs on board I was thinking of keeping the mercs hired and then heading, maybe taking some territories over here. I think I can, I have a claim here as well. And we can take some of these to Iloyanon. Let's check the status of the Roman. He has 210 territories and about 1,900 pops. He's still up in the top 10, but he's not really much to worry about, especially relative to his city count presently, which is, you know, not unrespectable, but it's not exactly high either. With no cities equals no levies, unless he builds barracks. If he does, more power to him. That definitely sounds like a plan. This vassal here is going to annex in about 8 years, so it can certainly, I think we'll press up into Petrocoria and leave this for ourselves proper. We can take it right to Carthage and have build theaters and temples and such here to maintain loyalty and or create primary culture pops. Okay, so these guys are evacuating here. I'm reorganizing this large merc stack. I'll probably leave it at home, or who knows, maybe bring it along. I'll probably leave it in Carthage and pick up one of these mercs here from Merc Island. I was thinking of what to do with my innovations. I suppose that we can go down to try to take the War of the Spear sooner than later. The problem is it's a ways down, and we're not exactly poor, but we'd like to increase the research rate to 200% as well. And we could do that by heading down this tree here to Embracing Philosophy, as well as get some national taxes along the way. I think that's, in fact, exactly what I'm going to do. Let's take this build time. National tax here. And enact law. Well, we'll wait. We'll take the stability, surely. For what it's worth here, I'm going to drop 2 of these mercs off on Merc Island and pick up this 12 merc here. And these 2 bruisers on our way up around this bend here to Petrocoria. So we have an event here. The oligarchs, we can either lose 50 support, or we can threaten Aetolia here with a war unless they become our tributary. They're allied with just one ally right here. Manatee. Let's do it. Let's do it. Wait. Let's see what happens. Doesn't look like anything happened. We'll take the 6 stability surely in this position. Looks as though they've agreed to it, and we'll take it. That seems a decent enough time to end the episode. Let's see, we have quite a few mercs, large merc stacks here. We're going to bring them up to Petrocoria, declare war. He's allied with another small whatnot somewhere. I don't really even know where. Let's see if we can... we don't have a claim here, but I think we probably should create one. The rationale being, as long as we're in the area, we may as well carry on, or have the option at least to carry on. I have a claim here already, so that should work as well as not. These guys can head up here, and we'll start the war. We annex them to our client state, or perhaps a bit to ourselves, but we have quite a bit of aggressive expansion. Let's see, our money is in order. I'm going to build some theaters up here in Italia, perhaps deintegrate the Romans. Let's see. They're already sort of unhappy. Well, let's do that. Let's deintegrate the Romans here. We'll probably can be make our primary cultures happier than not. Let's see. They'll be mad. Well, they'll live through it, I suppose. Let's see what happens to the loyalties here. Yeah, they're not overly enthusiastic about the situation. They'll get over it, I suppose. These guys are not so much so. The former capital province is highly agitated. Luckily, I have I built that wonder, so I can blanket this area with theaters. I'll do that in between episodes. I hope to see you then.